weekend of 6, baby, in the World Baseball Classic Championship. This is episode 186 of podcast Room303. That's a fake number, right, Nick?
Yeah, I don't know that we're doing it for. I can't even talk.
So all right.
186 episodes. I still haven't learned how to talk into a microphone.
It's an elite level skill. It's not really taught. You know, it's just you just got to know how to do it.
Yes, 186 episodes is a crazy number.
Every time I see the number, I'm always like, really? Is that? Are we sure? On today's episode, go ahead.
We've been doing it now for almost 3 years, right?
That is correct. We are coming up. We are about 40 days from our 1-year anniversary. And we don't have anything big planned. Or not 1-year anniversary. It's 3 year.
Nobody cares about a 3-year anniversary.
I know. You know the only person that cares? It's your wife. Or for some of you listeners out there, your ex-wife.
Some of your podcast hosts out
there. And maybe you should have cared about the 3rd anniversary because it would have gone a little smoother, but who knows? Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Maybe you should have paid more attention.
Hey, from what I hear, the only person at fault is ever the husband.
Right. That's what it is.
It was never a two-way street. It was just one.
No comment.
I am Ron Burgundy. All right, so today's episode, we'll do a little PCP. Today's topic is top 5 movies to describe your sex life. Then we'll get into the MLB futures. Today's division is the NL Central. Whoop, whoop. I'll let your boy go Cubbies. But without further ado, I think we've already checked in. Are you doing good this evening, Nick?
You ever have those days where you just forget to eat?
All the time, yeah.
Like stuff just gets in the you just do stuff. I think this is my most noticeable ADHD trait. Is that when I'm doing stuff, I don't get hungry, and when I stop doing stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I should have eaten today.
There'll be moments while I'm working, like, oh, I'm pretty hungry, and then I just keep working.
Just keep working,
and then
it goes away.
And it goes away, and then you, at the end of the day, you realize, like, A, you're not as hungry as you think you would be, and B, you're like, oh, I mean, I guess I don't really need food like that. But
well, the thing for me is that the only reason I realized I hadn't eaten is because my legs were a little sore, and I kind of got that that not maybe like that kind of like restless leg syndrome kind of. Like after a workout, and I was like, "Why do my legs feel like that?" And then I was like, "Oh yeah, because I haven't eaten anything since lunch."
Good news, Nick. Ohtani's warming up.
I know. He's a bum. The Italians hit him, dude.
Dude, he's not even an MVP.
So I apologize.
Oh, sorry.
And that's literally what I was about to apologize for. I was going to say I apologize for this episode because both Jermaine and I are watching the World Baseball Classic final. So you're going to hear a bunch of, oh, and come on, and ugh, in the middle of it. So, Trey Turner.
Oh, he's reaching. Ugh. All this talk about this American lineup fucking choking a slaunch donkey right now. 0 for 5 with runners in scoring positions. They've had 6 hits. They have 1 run. Japan is going to run away with their 3rd WBC and separate themselves as the Ohio State.
This will be what Japan's 3rd title in 6 tournaments?
No, this would be the 5th, no? 06, 09, 2013, 2017. Yeah. And then 2021 is not a year that didn't exist.
Right.
It's kind of like birds in Europe.
3 and 5. Damn. What are these? The New York Giants?
Come on. What does JT stand for?
Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
I said Joseph Turner.
He's obviously referring to JT Realmuto, Phillies catcher, and currently up to bat. Wouldn't it be funny if it just stands for JT?
I'd be so annoyed because that'd be the most white person
My
shit.
person thing to do. Just Jacob Tyler. Why are you letting that? He's
Are they throwing the world's wildest slider out there? They are freezing at the plate.
Yeah.
Anyways, as we had previously discussed, we will be getting into pop culture pick'em, and Eric can't join us. He's currently indisposed.
What is he indisposed with?
Nobody knows.
Does he say he's indisposed?
I haven't heard or seen him today. So,
Okay.
so today's pop culture pick'em, obviously, I will be presenting. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right.
Oh my God, that was the worst time to yawn with all the dead space in there. That's great. Thank you for listening to. Thank you for listening to Nick and Jermaine present Dead Space.
Oh, have you played the remake yet?
Of Dead Space?
Did you play the original?
I did play the original, yeah. And the second one that wasn't as good.
Yeah, 2 and 3 were fun, but it's pretty hard to have that same element of surprise.
One was spooky.
Yeah, but because you already didn't know what you were expecting with Dead Space 1, right? So going into 2 and 3, you really had to. But I've heard that this remake is elite, like an elite remake.
Is spookier?
They kind of built the whole thing back from the ground up.
Oh.
So it's not just like we're porting the original Dead Space onto a next-gen console. It's like, nah, they reworked the whole thing. So I do want to play it, but this is the formal announcement to all my Star Wars nerd heads out there. We have, what is it? 10 plus 28. We have 38 days until Jedi Survivor.
I gotta play the first one.
Yeah, you should probably do that. It's an amazing game.
I've heard that it's like Dark Souls, but with Star Wars.
Yeah, I could see that analogy. I could definitely see that. I gotta beat Harry Potter first before I get this Star Wars game.
How many times have you used Avada Kedavra?
I haven't unlocked it yet. No. I've been playing as a good guy, even though I'm in House Slytherin. House Slytherin, baby.
That's one of those chaotic goods.
You know, chaotic good.
So give the people a 1-sentence review of Harry Potter Legacy, of Hogwarts Legacy.
A 1-sentence review.
Yeah. Interesting.
Do I go full Hemingway and just run on? It's a great single player game with a lot of fun elements that it builds on the more you unlock. But man, it'd be so much cooler if you could play with your friends. Like, I just want to run around in House Slytherin with my House Slytherin homies doing hood rat things. You know what I mean?
Slither around in Slytherin, yeah.
So,
I get it.
Football will return in 4 weeks. Football is already here, USFL.
Yeah, the commercial kind of seems a little slanderous to the XFL. But all right, so the pop culture pick'em, as Jermaine described it, top 5 movies you would use to describe your sex life. Do I get to go first?
You do, sir.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my first movie, Total Recall. The 1980s Arnold Schwarzenegger classic.
Yeah, that's so funny. Oh, all right. Give me 1 second. Mine is going to be Home Alone.
Nice. That's a good one. I had that one in honorable mention.
So I'm going Home Alone, and then I'm sticking with Disney here. I'm going Free Willy.
Oh, I will counter your Free Willy pick with another Disney movie, Frozen.
Frozen. Starfish only.
I will follow it up with 50 First Dates.
50 First Dates. Okay. 50 First Dates. It's at DC Life. All right. Next, I'm doing Pain and Gain.
That's a good one. Okay.
And then I'm doing A Quiet Place.
Okay, I'll follow A Quiet Place up with another hit movie. Nope. And then I'll finish it with Lemony Snicket, A Series of Unfortunate Events.
Oh, that's a great one. The Jim Carrey series of unfortunate events was awesome.
Jim Carrey is so awesome when he gets to just play a crazy character. Like the Sonic movie was a good movie.
Bro, I tell people all the time. I'm like, it's gonna sound crazy, but the two Sonic movies are legitimately very good. Like
Right.
maybe very good is a bit strong, but they're good.
They're good.
Like watching them, you will not be upset.
Right.
The next thing I'm going for here is Get Out.
That's good. That's good. All right, so read our lists.
So here are the lists. Nick had the first pick. He took Total Recall, Frozen, 50 First Dates, Nope, and A Series of Unfortunate Events. It would help if I put events, though. And then I had Home Alone, Free Willy, Pain and Gain, A Quiet Place, and Get Out.
Some honorable mentions for me, and the internet jumped all over these, so I thought they were too easy to pick. Fast and Furious, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Okay. That's it?
The Whole 9 Yards. And the final one, 12 Angry Men.
So I got A Few Good Men,
Okay.
Raging Bull, Hurricane.
Okay.
Then I got Oblivion, 30 Minutes or Less.
Oh, you could just name Denzel Washington movies. Antoine Fisher, The Bone Collector, John Q.
The Bone Collector.
Men in Black.
Scream.
Scream's a good one.
Freaky Friday.
Okay.
Mean Girls.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip now.
Yeah, that's Jaws.
What was that? 21?
21.
Is this Adam Ottavino?
I don't think so.
Who?
It just says Adam.
Yeah, I was about to be like, who's
roster
Adam?
have a pitcher named Adam?
Black Adam?
Black Adam? Yeah. Black, Adam? Jason Adam. He pitches for the Rays.
That's a made up person, dude. He don't actually play. He don't play, bro. How many games he pitched last year?
Stand by.
This U.S. pitching staff, what a joke.
Jason. Let's see. Jason.
Dude, we may have gone through that pop culture picking crazy fast.
I mean, it's funny, but it was easy to do.
Yeah, it was so many layups.
He appeared in 67 games last year.
67?
Yeah.
Nah, he's still fake. He's like birds, Europe, and space, bro. Fake.
In space. Are you just gonna keep adding to your list?
No, space has always been one of them, but birds in Europe are the funny ones.
Do you subscribe to the flat Earth theory?
I want to subscribe to it because the map is fucking sick.
Have you heard that comedian that's like,
yes.
oh, you guys don't think conspiracy? You might have sent this to me, where he's like, oh, you don't think conspiracy theories are real? You don't think the government is pulling your leg? They literally convinced people in World War II that a president could walk, and he was in a wheelchair. He was like, imagine all those uncles in like 1943 that they're at Christmas parties and they're like, Uncle Dan, tell us your theory about the president being in a wheelchair. And he's like, I know it. He's in a wheelchair. And they're like, all right, slow down on the liquor, Uncle Dan.
Bro, like if you don't have any, you just what the joke is like. So the government's just batting 100,
batting 1,000,
batting 1,000. Like, are we really like what?
Then the one joke is, if you have kids, you lie to those motherfuckers all the time. You're like, I got one kid. The U.S. is responsible for 375 million kids.
Bro, they stay lying, bro.
They lying. And then when they lie and you catch them, they just lie to get out of it.
Bro, it's unreal. You heard about what the New York mayor is saying now? So the New York mayor is mad because criminals are using masks to conceal their identity to commit masks. So now he's getting mad at everyone who's wearing masks and telling them to take them off.
We're in a play.
You cannot make this shit up, dude.
I'm convinced we're in like a Roman tragedy.
Like, you gotta be fist fucking me, dude. The same dude who fucking railed against any unvaccinated players and told everyone to wear their masks and follow all the rules in the name of science is now saying to take your masks off. I guess COVID's not a real threat anymore.
So are we about to be criminals now?
Why?
If we wear masks?
Yeah, that's what's it's so funny. It's
only criminals wear masks?
It's so funny. Now I'm just like, how do people not see how ridiculous this shit is?
I remember what it was my buddy talking about his company coming back from, maybe it was like sick leave or something. Like they came back and they reenacted their like sick leave policy. And they were basically like, oh yeah, like you need to reserve sick days on the side. And like, even if like, if you can come, if you think you're sick, but like can work from home, there's no reason that you should be working from home. Cause if you're able to work, you're like well enough to come into the office. And I was like
going backwards.
And I was like, didn't we just literally go through 2 years of a pandemic where that's why we started working from home? Yeah, that's what it was. His company was like, no, we're not allowing you to work from home because if you're able to work from home, that means you are well enough to come into the office and work. And he was like, what? What do you mean? Sometimes you're well enough to like grab your laptop and put it in your bed with you and get some work done, but you don't want to get in the car, go to work, sit down, get everybody else at the office sick, but not at his job.
That's so stupid, bro.
I
thought that was going to be the good thing that came out of it.
Here's the kicker. When you go in, when you're sick, but you can't work from home, so you have to take he doesn't get sick days, right? So you have to take a day of PTO because if you can work, you can come in, but when you come in and you're sick, you have to wear a mask.
This place doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna repeat this. You can't. He doesn't get sick days, right? He doesn't get sick days, so you got to take PTO or you gotta come in sick and then you wear a mask so you don't get other people sick.
That is the dumbest shit ever.
It's so funny.
And everything he can do at home.
Yeah. He's a IT guy like you, IT or cyber or something. He does something with his company it's almost ridiculous that he has to come in, but you know they're paying for the office space, so they gotta get people to come in and use it, you know?
That's fucking idiotic, bro.
I think it's hilarious.
I thought for sure, I was just like, yo, so the one good thing that's going to come out of this pandemic, besides all the dumb fucking shit, the insistent mask wearing despite people continuing to get infected and dying, this warp speed vaccination that now most COVID deaths are of vaccinated people. The fact that from out of Operation Warp Speed, they've created those metachloride antibodies, and then they made them illegal because they were too effective. Now, I was like, the one thing for sure is like, when someone's sick, you're not gonna make them come in to prove that they're sick.
Yeah. Well, no, you're not sick, because if you're sick, you should stay home. But if you can work from home, that means you're not that sick, and therefore can come in.
That's so.
I think, dude, in Ayn Rand's America, it makes perfect sense to me.
Who?
Ayn Rand.
I don't know who that is.
The Fountainhead, Atlas Shrugged, just an author. I'm surprised you don't know who Ayn Rand is.
No. It's because her name sounds ridiculous.
in this Big Brother society.
Oh boy.
All right, well, let's stop talking about politics and start talking about MLB futures. Shall we?
Ooh, exciting. Very exciting. Okay, so today's division is the NL Central. I need to bring up the DraftKings link. Yep. Damn, forgot to do that earlier.
So NL Central, like Jermaine mentioned, the Cardinals won the division. They're actually the only playoff team to qualify from the division as division winners. They had 93 wins last year. The Brewers were second. They had 86 wins. The Cubs third. They had 74. The Reds with 62 tied with the Pirates for last place. They also had 62. And Jason Adam just threw it a Japanese player's head. I don't think on purpose. So what we like to do with every episode here is we like to talk about teams, the wins, their luck, what they added in the offseason, and how that's going to generate a little bit of win totals for you guys. So St. Louis, I said, won the division. They won the division with 93 wins. They were actually unlucky. They were lucky. They should have had 5 less wins, bringing them to 88. Next was the Milwaukee Brewers. The Milwaukee Brewers were 2 wins in the luck, if you'll allow me to say it. With 86, they should have had 84. The Chicago Cubs also lucky, 3 wins above the luck threshold. Pittsburgh also 3, and Cincinnati was actually right at 0. So they were not lucky or unlucky. Their 62 wins translates to 62 wins. So if we take a look at how each team did in the offseason, the St. Louis Cardinals lost pretty much no significant players this offseason. They added Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras carries with him a near 4 wins above replacement, and they added him from interdivisional rival Chicago Cubs.
No. That didn't happen.
It didn't happen?
No.
Okay. Jermaine doesn't want to think it happened, but it totally did.
Nope. Can't prove it. It's fake. Like Europe, birds in space.
The Milwaukee Brewers lost a pretty significant amount of players. Brad Boxberger left to the Cubs. Hunter Renfroe left to the Angels. Jace Peterson left to Oakland. And Andrew McCutchen back to the Pirates. And Colton Wong left back to the Seattle Mariners. They did add from Oakland a guy named Joel Payamps, a good young prospect.
What does he play? Pitcher?
Yeah. He is a pitcher.
Oh my God! The catcher didn't stop that ball.
Of course he didn't. Realmuto sucks. All right. So all told, Milwaukee actually lost 3 wins in the offseason based on all those players. It's a lot of players. they tried to again again he just starts honking this thing whenever let me see this. Let me see this. Thank you. Quit honking the thing. Eat this.
Special guest
Kane with his little friggin' honker toy. He doesn't touch this toy, and I think you guys think I'm being ridiculous with this. He doesn't touch this toy any other time. But the second that I log on and start talking to a microphone, he finds this toy wherever it is, and he just starts honking it. Doesn't touch it the rest of the time. All right, so moving on, the Chicago Cubs, third place last year. They lost 3 players in free agency. Michael Givens went to Baltimore. David Robertson went to the New York Mets, and the aforementioned Wilson Contreras went to the Cardinals. Lars Nootbaar is up, by the way. He's the only guy that I'll accept. Bases loaded, Lars Nootbaar. 2 outs. The World Baseball Classic.
Oh, throw a strike.
And what a sitter pitch. The Chicago Cubs actually, Jermaine and I talking offline, had one of the best off seasons. One of the sneakiest off seasons because they added a lot of low cost, high ceiling type of guys. Mm-hmm. So they added Dansby Swanson. That's a huge signing from the Atlanta Braves. Dansby Swanson carries with him almost 6 wins from last season. They added Trey Mancini from the Houston Astros before Baltimore traded him at the trade deadline. Eric Hosmer comes from the Red Sox. Michael Fulmer comes from the Twins, and before that, the Tigers. Cody Bellinger comes from the Dodgers. Brad Boxberger, as I mentioned, coming from the Brewers, and Jameson Taillon coming from the Yankees. So all told, the Chicago Cubs have quietly added about 11 wins in the offseason. That's third most this year.
Let's go.
For Cincinnati, they finished tied with Pittsburgh for the worst number of wins. Cincinnati lost 3 players in the offseason. They lost Brandon Drury to the Angels. They lost Kyle Farmer to the Twins. Kyle Farmer and Donovan Salerno to the Twins. They did add Kevin Newman from the Pirates, Will Myers from the Padres, and Kurt Caselli from the Giants. Cincinnati adding about 2.3 wins in the offseason. The final team in the Central, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they lost Kevin Newman to the Reds and Jose Quintana to the Mets. However, Jose Quintana is going to be out for at least half the year with a shoulder injury, so I don't know how much of that is a real loss. Pittsburgh added a couple of good players, better than they had last year when they had a lower payroll than Garrett Cole year over year. They added Rich Hill from Boston, Connor Joe from the Colorado Rockies, Carlos Santana from the Royals and the Mariners after the Mariners acquired him at the trade deadline. Andrew McCutchen, team legend. Oh, God. Okay, Lars popped it up. Quit humping your toy. And Ji-Man Choi from the Rays. Sorry, it's a life of a dog owner. Everybody.
Did you just go like, you remember that dude? He made that insensitive comment on air, and he was apologizing, and then called the game.
That's exactly what I did.
You were like, "Oh, Lars Nootbaar, pop up! Quit humping your toy."
Yeah. Well, yeah. I believe the statement was nobody has F words like this in Kansas City. I think he said Kansas City is the city for the most F words, and then proceeded to call a Nick Castellanos home run. All told, the Pittsburgh Pirates actually added 7 wins this offseason. So a very, very sneaky good offseason from a lot of these NL Central teams. The problem with these NL Central teams, Jermaine, and I'll let you give your opinion here in a second, is the NL as itself is so stacked that even though Milwaukee got worse, and thank God, and Pittsburgh got better, and the Cubs got better, there's not a lot of wins to go around anymore in the NL outside of the Mets, the Padres, the Dodgers, the Braves. Right?
And the Phillies.
And the Phillies are going to take some as well. What are your thoughts on the offseason? And let's get into what you think about the division.
The problem with this division is, despite every team seeming to make some good advantages in as far as wins added, except for Milwaukee, because fuck Milwaukee, none of the moves are going to move the needle. So you're still relying on existing core, right?
Yeah.
And when you look at this division's already existing core, there's only one real playoff guarantee coming out of this division.
Yeah.
And it's the team that lost nobody and added Wilson Contreras. So
to replace Yadier Molina.
Yeah, so the Yachty retires, Wilson comes in, he's their next catcher, and that's the only team that really has any sort of pop when it comes to being able to compete with those other teams. I like the moves that the Pirates and the Cubs made. Now, where maybe you can get some benefit is from their win totals respectively, but as far as playoff noise and contendership status and where will we see them in October, November, this division will not be making noise.
Which is crazy because if you look at the odds on the screen, the Cardinals are only minus 125 to win this division. It's crazy. You just said the Cardinals are the only team that's going to win this division. Listen, I think the Cubs had, like I said, they had the third best offseason this year if you go strictly by win totals. If you look at the players they signed, they didn't sign any big. I mean, maybe Dansby Swanson is a big flashy signing, but they signed role players and they signed guys they needed. The problem is exactly what you just discussed. There's one slot left, right? It's that third wild card. And right now the Phillies look very, very good.
Yeah, especially with the Mets having all these injuries before the season starts. Nimmo got hurt. I don't actually know what the result of that was.
He'll be ready for opening day.
Okay, Edwin Diaz is finito, even though he says he's probably going to come back. I was like, I don't think the Mets are going to allow that.
Yeah.
And then, like you said, Jose Quintana was a great pickup. He ain't playing until July probably.
What's crazy is you factor in all those injuries to the Mets, and they're still predicted to win 100 games.
Well, yeah, I mean they still got mad talent. Oh, right. Okay, we got to walk. Oh, Taisei, they brought in Taisei in the 7th, bro.
Yep. So I mean, like what you got to look at here is you're going to factor in that either the Padres or the Dodgers are winning the West and getting a wild card. Either the Mets or the Braves are winning the East and getting a wild card. St. Louis is winning the Central. I think that's almost a foregone conclusion. So you have one wild card spot split between the Phillies, the Diamondbacks, the Cubs, the Brewers. Maybe the Giants can be kind of crazy too.
I think the Giants are done.
I think they're done as well, but we thought they were done 2 years ago, and then they won 100 games.
Yeah, right. And nobody could explain why. Yeah, we still can't explain why.
Nobody can explain why the 2003 Marlins won a World Series in the middle of a rebuild. You know what I mean? Things just happening.
Yeah, that's. I was like, that's the outlier. I will say that the final wild card position to me is down to 2 teams. It's the Cubs, and the Phillies. And I don't think the Cubs have enough to get it done. But I'm gonna bet them to make the playoffs.
I was about to say going with Room 303 tradition. I've done it the last 2 years. I'm not gonna stop this year. I bet Chicago teams to make the playoffs.
He's a fucking homer for Chicago for some reason. Dude, you would think he was a Chicago sports fan.
I'm gonna take also. Jermaine has the odds up on the screen. I'm gonna take flyer money on the Chicago Cubs plus 650
to win the division.
To win this division.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me see which. All right, you're the middle column.
I know it's crazy. I know it is.
Well, but it's 650, so everyone should know.
I'm taking 2 bets in this division. I'm taking the Cardinals to win at minus 125, and I'm taking the Cubs as a flyer at plus 650. Jermaine, can you pull up the win totals after you're done entering those in?
Yeah, give me 1 second. What is it? Shift.
I really do. Oh, excuse me. I really do want to see it. All right. Well, I got them pulled up here, Jermaine. So we'll go through it.
Yeah, I'm taking St. Louis to win the division. By the way.
Okay.
So I just think they have too much power. Another thing I want to say about this division, and it's one of the reasons why I'm not as high on the division as a whole, is the pitching staffs for all these clubs leave a lot to be desired.
Well, I will say past the number one guy, right? Every one of these teams has a number one guy, right? But
yeah.
Other than that, it leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah. So is Kyle Hendricks still the number one for Chicago?
I would think so. Yeah.
We're allowing that. Okay, he's my boy, so I'll allow that. All right. So to division regular season wins.
All right, so I'll read them off right now. I got the Cardinals pulled up. What a catch, by the way. Mike Trout failing to deliver. This is what he'll do. This is what he'll do in the postseason. So St. Louis Cardinals regular season wins over under 88.5. So if you go the over, it's minus 120. If you take the under, it's even money. 88.5, Jermaine. Your thoughts on
that? We're talking about St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's a pretty expert number.
That's a good number.
Damn. I will take the over.
I will also take the over, but I agree with you completely. I think if they hit the over, it's going to be 89 or 90, and I'm going to be very interested to watch this bet. But I will also be taking the over.
Yeah, so they've got this split up by.
Yeah. Next team, Milwaukee Brewers. Both minus 110 odds for the over-under. Win total set at 85.5.
Oh, under. All right, so sorry, you have St. Louis over, correct?
St. Louis over, correct.
What was that? Minus 110?
Even money. Oh, wait, no, the over was minus 120.
Over is minus 120.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm taking the under on Milwaukee. Are you taking the under?
I will also. You can't hit ground balls to this Japanese team.
What's the under?
The under is minus 110.
All right, so we're both the same on it. We're probably going to be the same on this whole division.
Probably. Chicago Cubs, all right? Win total set at 77.5. Over is minus 115. Under is minus 105. What are you taking, Jermaine?
I'm taking over, bro.
Hammer it, dude. Hammer it.
Give me the over. I will
hammer
take that.
The over.
And 77.5 is a great line to take that over with. So minus 115, correct?
Correct. All right, I have an even better line for you. And this one is going to require a lot of thought. Cincinnati Reds. Win total set at 65.5. So
I don't want anything to do with this line, dude.
Okay. Before I give you the betting odds, because giving you the betting odds will give you which side you're going to take. What do you think? If I put a gun to your head and I said 65.5, what are you doing?
I think I lean over.
Okay. You lean over. I'm going to go under, but I think it is just under. Now, that being said, can I change your mind with the under is even money?
Yeah. And the over is what?
Over is minus 120.
Yeah, I'll take the plus 100.
Yeah. So I'm going to go under. That was even before I saw the totals. But in situations like this where you think the line is really, really good, look for a little bit of the value in there. And I think the value is under 65.5.
I wanted nothing to do with that line.
I think they might win 65 games.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, yo, that's Vegas is at it again. Those goddamn miscreants. Those gosh darn miscreants.
All right, here's okay, and the final one of the division, the Pittsburgh Pirates. I'm not going to give you the odds first. I'll just give you the win total, okay? 68.5 win total.
Oh, we have it here on the spreadsheet at 67.5, so it went up.
I think it is fantastic. That's a fantastic line as well.
I'm going over.
Okay, going over. I'm going to take the under. All right. Now that being said, here's the gambling odds. Over -105, under -115.
Yeah, I am, because I took Cincinnati to go under. That's pushing me to take Pirates to go over.
Okay. I'm also going to take Pirates under. But my thinking is the Pirates might win 67, 68 games.
Pirates under 115.
-115, correct.
Yeah, I'm taking the over. I'm gonna ride that one. I like what Pittsburgh did, and I'm expecting the young players they already had to get better.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, they can't really get any worse.
Well, that's not true. Have you ever heard of Jason Hayward?
Oh, I have, yes.
All right. So to make the playoffs, Cubs. I'm just going to go in order of how they pop up here. So Cubs, yes to make the playoffs, +360, no, -450.
It's, again, if I'm taking the Cubs to win the division, I'm taking the Cubs to make the playoffs. Maybe the Phillies trip up. Maybe the Diamondbacks don't take the leap that we've been thinking they're going to take. Maybe Milwaukee regresses. I'm saying a lot of maybes, but at +360, I'm willing to say a lot of maybes. Give me Cubs to make the playoffs.
If every signing hits the way we've seen them play before, this Cubs team is way better than what you're getting from the Vegas line.
Yeah.
Now, there's no juice in a -450 no. So I'm leaning yes +360. But if it doesn't hit, I took a +360 bet, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be like, well, Jermaine said blah. Or, well, yeah, I also said a lot of things, and one of them was go fuck yourself. All right, the very next one we have is the Milwaukee Brewers, which is an all-time comical line right here. I don't know what Vegas is seeing from this Brewers team. I don't think they're that good this year.
Neither do I. Let's hear it.
Milwaukee Brewers to make it, yes, -110. Milwaukee Brewers to make it, no, -110.
I'll take no -110. I think honestly, if you made me pick, I'm saying the St. Louis Cardinals are the only team coming out of this division.
Me too.
And if you had me take a flyer, which I've been doing, the Chicago Cubs are coming out of it. Milwaukee has an aging roster, which is not getting better. And they did not add anything in free agency.
I think Milwaukee is my prime selling candidate for this All-Star break.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree.
The very next team I have is the Cincinnati Reds. Yes is +1,800. No is -5,000.
No, and keep it pushing.
All right, give me 1 sec. Putting the no into the spreadsheet.
I would love to do what I did last year and take a flyer on the Pirates as I did with the Dolphins, or the Marlins last year. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, we love a good underdog story. If I miss this bet, I'm going to be perfectly fine.
Right, that'd be fine.
I would be happy for the Reds. Here we go. So I have the St. Louis Cardinals. Yes is -235, and no is +200.
I think the juice has been squeezed out of it. It's going to be a yes, but I'm not taking it.
Yeah, -235 is boo-boo money. So we're all taking yes. And then Pittsburgh, I have yes +1,200, no -2,500.
I want it to be yes. I want this Pittsburgh roster to go on a run. It's a no.
Yeah, I was already typing it for you. All right, so just a quick recap of what we've got here. I went yes for the Cubs, no for Cincinnati, no for Milwaukee, no for Pittsburgh, and yes for St. Louis. And Nick had the exact same.
Exact same. We're really agreeing on this. All right, finishing position. I got it pulled up, Jermaine.
All right.
St. Louis Cardinals to finish first, -125. To finish second, +200. Do you need to hear anything else?
No. Look, it's St. Louis first. It's Chicago second for me. And then it's Milwaukee. Oh, he's out. I don't know. Are you watching that play?
I think he's safe.
Man, I don't know. That was close. All right. And then I'm going Milwaukee third.
Okay, so based on that, right? Chicago second is +350. Milwaukee to finish third is +360.
Oh, okay. You're doing finishing positions, not the trifecta.
Yeah. So that is pretty good.
Okay. Let me find the trifectas first before we go pick the entire division.
Oh, he might be out.
I think he's out, dude.
Did MLB challenge it, or did US challenge it? Balls in the glove.
I don't know who. I don't know who challenged it. I think USA
safe.
challenged it. Yeah,
he's safe. I think. Yeah,
man, your mother's a whore. All right, so I'm doing the division straight trifecta for myself. I'm going first, St. Louis. I'm going second, Chicago Cubs, and I'm going third, Milwaukee. The odds on that. So if I go St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee, the odds are +550.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Now, I know people love to hear discourse on this podcast, but I'm going to agree with you.
You're taking the same order?
Yeah, same order.
All right.
Ohtani's safe at first. Okay.
Whack.
Dude, Ohtani has to. If you're, you know how you just kind of see those players like Dominican, or maybe I'm trying to say Latin players who don't speak very good English, but they just look like shit talkers in their native language. That's what Ohtani looks like. Ohtani looks like he can just spit the meanest trash talk to you, but we don't get it because he can't do it in English. Like how many like Dominican players or like Puerto Rican or
all of them
or like Venezuelan players you bet that can just undress you in Spanish?
Oh, all of them.
But they get English and like I love baseball. Is my favorite sport.
They're all wildly outstanding at it.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're doing the finishing position. If you look at the screen, I have the Cubs currently pulled up. So the Cubs' best odds are third at +170, fourth +300. Those are their two best odds. Second is +350, fifth is +600, and first is +650. What are you going here, Nick?
I'll take him to finish second.
All right, so I'm taking second as well. And that'll be +350. That's a fun bet, dude.
Yeah.
And the very next one I have is the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers currently favorites to finish second at +140. First is +175. Those are their two best odds. Then you have third +360, fourth +1000, and fifth +3500.
I'm going to take him to finish third.
Yep, me too. Wow. Way to agree, boys. Way to agree. Third is +360. That's great value. Hopefully Milwaukee doesn't fuck it up and finish second. Very next team, we have Cincinnati. They're the odds-on favorite to finish fifth. I think I agree with this. At -130. Fourth is +210. Third is +550. Second is +1700. And first is +6000.
They give me the odds-on favorite +130 or -130. That's still great value for this pick.
Yeah, I think they have fifth all but guaranteed. Pending some like crazy injuries hitting just one team. The very next thing we had
Oh my God. Catch the ball, Real Muto, you stupid bitch. What's your job? Your job's catcher, not dropper.
Oh boy, he's dropped a lot. Oh, okay, double play.
Okay. All right, well, you know what, Real Muto? You didn't have to catch it.
Don't worry, your infield's made up for you.
Yeah, your pitcher fucking threw another great pitch.
The very next thing we have is St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals are the odds-on favorite to win the division at minus 125. Their next best odds are second at plus 200. Then you have third plus 550, fourth plus 1,800, and fifth plus 6,000.
Yeah, we love to talk how Vegas sometimes gets it wrong. Like they'll give you a division winner and then they'll give you some crazy value for finishing first. They're exactly on here, right? Minus 125 to win the division, minus 125 to finish first. Take both of them.
Yeah. Oh, I put that under Pitt. Whoops. Give me 1 second. First minus 125. 5. All right. The very next team we have is the Pittsburgh Pirates. Pittsburgh Pirates are the favorites to finish fourth at plus 155. Fifth is plus 175. Then you have third 340, second 900, and first plus 3,000.
Yeah, I mean, if I can get a fourth finishing position for the Pirates, they're not better than the Brewers yet. I think they're better than the Reds. Plus money, give me fourth.
Yeah, I'm taking fourth as well. That plus 155 for that is pretty nice, especially when I don't feel any fear from Cincinnati. I'm not concerned with Cincinnati, outpacing Pittsburgh for this. I think Cincinnati will be one of the worst teams in baseball this year. And Pittsburgh should be fun to watch. That's what I think. Personally. But nobody cares what I think, right?
Well, only the tens and tens of listeners.
All right. So for those of you listening right now, the recap is as follows. Eric was not here, but he also has St. Louis division winner. So he put his odds in before the lines changed. So he has a little different, obviously. He has St. Louis minus 120. Nick also has pizza money on Chicago Cubs to win the division. Very next thing, I have over for the Cubs win total. Nick, Eric, and I all have over for the Cubs win total. Nick and I both went under for the Cincinnati win total. Eric went over. Milwaukee we all went under across the board. Pittsburgh, I went over. The other two went under. And St. Louis, we all went over. To make the playoffs, Nick and I took Cubs, yes. Eric took Cubs, no. Cincinnati, we all took no. Milwaukee, Nick and I took no. Eric took yes. Pittsburgh, we all have no. And St. Louis, we all have yes. Finally, our division straight trifectas. Eric has St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago. That's plus 260. And Nick and I have St. Louis, Chicago, Milwaukee. That's plus 550. Finally, our division order, Nick and I's is St. Louis first, Cubs second, Milwaukee third, Pittsburgh fourth, Cincinnati fifth. Eric has St. Louis, Milwaukee, Chicago, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. So he has Pittsburgh finishing last. And that wraps up our NL Central breakdown. You got anything else for him, Nick?
Nope.
Come on, Nolan Arenado. Hit a home run. That's what I got for them. So that breaks down our NL Central futures. Don't forget podcast motto, #fade us. Damn it. What do we have all these good hitters for, Nick? What's the point?
Nothing.
What's the point?
Being bums.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Podcast Room 303. I've been your host, Jermaine Colon Mendez. This has been my co-host, Nicholas Morahan. And as always, we have with us. We'll see you next time when you come on down and step into the room.